Welcome to the members of the various military forces that are stationed in Bagram Air Base in Afghanistan. This video is being produced by the International School of Gemology to help you with some of the gemstone shopping that we have seen occurring around the Bagram area with some of the local merchants and some of the problems that are being reported by our students and other people shopping in the area. We want to first start with lapis lazuli. The natural lapis that you're going to be seeing will of course be a blue color. It'll have mottling in it. In other words, the blue is not going to be totally uniform. More importantly, you're going to find pyrite, which is the golden color, and the calcite, the white that you see here. If you find it with none of this and it's solid blue, you may have a piece that is dyed. We've had reports of people that are actually shopping there and it started raining and the blue color started running out on the table. So you can take some acetone or fingernail polish remover and just rub across the stone and see if you've got a piece of natural lapis lazuli. But the other thing is to look for the golden pyrite streaks, splotches, and the white calcite to be able to know that you do have a piece of natural lapis lazuli. And there are certainly some beautiful examples and specimens to be had. Be aware that there is it's a type of synthetic. It's actually a fake lapis that is being sold sometimes. The difference in that you'll notice from the natural, you can see here you've got little blue splotches, and when you have a streak across the stone, it turns white. And that's because it's actually an imitation. It's a fake lapis, and this is one way. If you get a 10-power loupe, get just regular jeweler's loupe or a magnifying lens, you'll be able to see that. But if you compare that to this color, this is a natural piece of lapis, and certainly something that will be a beautiful piece to bring home as long as you know that you've got a natural piece that has not been treated and it is in fact natural. So this is something to look out for when you're shopping for lapis lazuli with the dealers around Bagram. Rubies, goodness gracious, rubies. What's astounding about rubies is that there's so many of the dealers around the market area, around the Air Force Base there, that say, oh, it's been in my family for 60 years, it's been in my family for so long, we have to sell it, we're trying to raise money. Turns out they're getting this stuff on eBay. It's absolutely astounding. This is the type of ruby here you're looking at that is one of the most treated, and when we turn it up on its side, you can see this is an infill. It's got a glass filler into it. And this just cracks and crinkles just like an ice. And when you turn it up on its side, you can actually see this. This type of ruby, we're seeing these, there's a couple of different types of filler material that they use with this. But they fill the ruby and it has all kinds of little fractures and breaks, and it's just really cheap material. But they fill it and then polish it and make it look like expensive stuff. They tell you it's been in their family for 50 years. They're having to sell it. Our service people are buying this stuff and paying sometimes several $100s, which a real genuine ruby is going to be much more expensive than that. But they're still paying hundreds of dollars for this material, and it should be $15, $20, $25. And there's even a type of ruby that's being sold over there that's a composite. We're seeing a lot more of this on the market, where they're taking chunks of ruby, putting it together, gluing it, getting it all smashed up, and then fastening it and creating what looks like a ruby, when in fact it's just a bunch of ruby pieces put together and then put facets on them and sell them, and they're worth a few dollars a piece at best. And you can see here where a piece didn't quite mesh in. So be careful of this kind of thing and use magnification to look at any stone you buy. And even some of the rubies are not rubies at all. This stone, these sell $30, $40. They should be $1 or $2. This is actually a type of selenite. And it's just dyed. It's just a dyed red stone. It should be very cheap, a couple of bucks, maybe a couple of dollars. And even the star rubies, this is a star ruby that's actually a fake. You can see that the star itself is fuzzy. The 6-rayed star is kind of spread out and thinned out over the stone. And the stone itself looks clear. It looks like a very expensive ruby, but actually this stone should be a couple of bucks. But yet people are paying hundreds. Same thing with sapphires. And you notice rubies and sapphires will have 6 rays. The stars will have 6 rays. But again, look at the soft, silky look of this star. A true star will not have this silky look to it. And it's only on the surface. And that's because it's been diffused into the stone, diffused in with colors into the stone to create the blue. And you can see in this one, you can see where the blue color actually went into the fractures and fissures in this stone. Get you a 10-power loupe, get you a magnifying glass, anything, and take a close look based on this video. Take a look at these stones before you agree to purchase. Afghanistan is known to produce emeralds, and some beautiful emeralds, but this is not one of them. This is a synthetic, and we're seeing a lot of synthetic stones being sold because, let's face it, you're over there, you're serving your country, you're in the military, you're not a gemologist, and what's happening? These guys are in the market saying, oh yeah, trust me, right. But what's happening is, if you don't have some knowledge about these gemstones, you can wind up spending a lot of money for something that's synthetic, such as this right here, which is a hydrothermal, or this right here, which is a flux. If you will take this video and study it a while and get you a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe and be able to identify some of what you're seeing in these videos, it may help you do some investigating, or at least make some second thoughts about some of the stones that are being sold over there. This particular area right here is a dyed emerald. This is a dyeing. You can see this fairly easy under 10 power, where you've got a green dye been put into the stone to make it look better, into the fissures. And then once again, we have some of this selenamites crap. This stuff it's dyed. This stone should be $1 or $2 maybe on the best. This stuff's coming out of India. It's going into Bagram, and it's being sold for, you know, $75, $80, $100, and it should be $1 or $2 at maximum. So be very careful and stop and look and see what you're purchasing. Aquamarines, this is the type of aqua you normally see in the States. It's a very, very light blue. There's actually some very beautiful dark blue aquas, and they can be available, and certainly Afghanistan makes them. But when you see some of these stones like this is a synthetic aqua, and be careful because those are out there also. You can identify them with magnification. And I'm not trying to make you a gemologist here in one 10-minute video, but if you have a 10 power loupe or magnification and see this kind of formation inside the stone, this is a very classic growth pattern of hydrothermal. It's a synthetic aquamarine. And if you can see this under 10 or 20 power loupe or a magnification, it'll give you an indication that you may have a problem with something that one of the dealers is trying to offer. And certainly kunzite. Kunzite has been found in Afghanistan a long time. Not so many problems, but one thing to be careful with kunzite, it has a tendency to fade in sunlight. It's called the midnight stone. So if you're buying a kunzite, be very careful about the quality, and they should not be very expensive right now. There's a lot of amethyst and a lot of the different quartz family that are being sold, and quite frankly, even at the best of times in the States, over 50% of the quartz and the amethyst out there is synthetic, and they're just very difficult to identify. And particularly some of the colors are just weird, like the blues and greens, and people sell green amethyst. You know, that's just not any of that true. The big majority of that material is going to be synthetic. And some of it is even treated. This was sold as an emerald, and this is actually a quartz, a clear quartz that had been dyed. And under different types of lighting here, you can see the dyeing into the stone. And just looking at it in regular ambient daylight, it would look like an emerald. We've got it lit up here under gemological type lights and in gemological environments, so that's easy to see. You know, obviously there's something wrong. But just for the layperson out in the middle of nowheresville, Bagram Air Force Base, it's hard to tell this. And under magnification, you should always be carrying a loupe or something if you're going gemstone shopping, because you can see this kind of feature, and there's not anything like this that's going to be natural. It's just not going to be. So use these as little road signs to say, hey, wait, I need to look at this. This has been sold sometimes as chrysoprase. This, once again, is a dyed quartz. Chrysoprase could be fairly expensive, mostly found in Australia, to be honest with you. But once again, it is dyed. There's a dyeing process, and this stone should not be more than, gosh, I think we picked this up for $1. And some of these stones we see, some of the supposed chrysoprase being sold over there for $30 or $40. Get it off of eBay for $1 and sell it for $40. It's a great profit motive for some of the dealers around the Air Force Base. There's some good people there. There's some people to watch out for. The most important thing is for you to be an informed shopper no matter what you're shopping for. Thank you to all of our military for your service to our country, whether you're in Afghanistan or wherever you may serve. We ask that you contact us if we can help you with any shopping questions at the ISG at schoolofgemology.com or visit us at the website at schoolofgemology.com. Thank you very much for all you do for us.